What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Larry Wright for the $25 donation via the Cash App. Much respect to you for showing love to Too Raw for TV. All right, so unless you've been living under a rock since Sunday evening, everybody knows now that Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter, a reversal for the president who repeatedly said he would not use his executive authority to pardon his son or commute his sentence. So Biden said in a statement, quote, "I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision." Hunter Biden was scheduled to be sentenced on December 12th for his conviction on federal gun charges. He also was set to be sentenced on December 16th in a separate criminal case in which he pled guilty to federal tax evasion charges in September. According to the White House, the president issued a, quote, "full and unconditional pardon for any offenses Hunter Biden has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024. You know, I find that start date rather interesting. I find it rather interesting because that's around the time that Hunter Biden was appointed director of Ukraine's top gas company, I believe it is called. I think it's called Burisma or Burisma. Let's go with Burisma. And it's been alleged, can't prove it, but it's been alleged that during that time period, Hunter Biden had been taking bribes, really being the bag man between his father and Ukraine, in exchange for U.S. influence with Ukraine, U.S. help with Ukraine, in particular with enriching members of the Ukrainian government, often with our hard-earned tax money, and of course, being their number one aid when it comes to their foreign policy. I mean, they always come into the United States. You know, how many times have we seen Zelensky beg the United States government for money or for aid, and Biden gives every time, happily. I mean, willingly. Now, a lot of this is equipment, obviously, not money. It's not equipment, but still, every time that we keep loaning them, you know what I'm saying, a package, giving these $1 billion packages or $800 million packages time after time after time, you're depleting our own reserves when it comes to our military. And some of that has been money, which is your my taxpayer money. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't just about the gun. Really, to be honest with you, I don't even think there's really much about the gun and the tax charges, which is still bullshit because if this was me and you, our ass is going to prison. And, you know, I don't want to hear about a father's love because Hunter Biden has been a screw up for a very, very long time, in my opinion, right? So, you know, look, at some point, maybe he needs a reality check of sitting his ass in jail for a month. Maybe he needs that. But as we all say, and I say this all the time, both sides are full of shit. But I get crap because the Democrats. Oh, you're a Trump supporter. Oh, you're a sellout. Oh, how do you favor the Republicans or Democrats? Well, I'll say this. The Democrats, to me, are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to hear no more about how Trump is subverting justice and subverting the law. He's, vowing to use the law to help himself and others, pardoning people that don't need to be pardoned, pardoning family members and cronies. I don't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear that. The Democrats are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen. This man and the media was talking about how he wasn't going to pardon his son. He was going to let the process play. Matter of fact, I tell you what.
The presidential promise to put the law before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers.
Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but he said it.
He's going to get pardoned by his dad. There's no question about that.
The president has ruled out pardoning his son.
Major commitment from the president, accepting the outcome of the trial and also pledging not to pardon his son.
So the challenge for him is really to continue to live up to his values when it was really personal, and he did that today.
It seems like a pretty normal, straightforward answer, but it takes new weight when we see what Trump is saying about the outcome of his trial, what we're hearing from other Republicans who say they don't accept the jury's verdict here in New York.
The contrast is profound. To sit there and say, well, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. One side, Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system. And on the other, Republicans and Trump protecting Trump.
A current president.
Yeah, see how it shifts? At first, the argument was, well, Joe Biden, God bless him. God bless him. I mean, that's his son. This man is so about the law. He's so about protecting the sanctity of our criminal justice system that even if his son, and God knows he loves his son, even if his son's convicted, he's not going to stand in the way. Unlike Trump, who's only about looking out for his own people, looking out for his own self-interest. God bless Joe. Now all of a sudden, well, I mean, that's his son, man. I mean, what you expect? Cool beans, man. Absolutely cool. Like I said before. Oh, by the way, I just read that the Biden administration just forgave another $5 million in loans that Ukraine owed. So they got to pay that back. Plus they're expediting more packages to Ukraine. So, there's going to be more of our supplies going over there. Plus, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more government money as far as vis-a-vis our taxes going over there to Ukraine. By the way, wasn't it rumored allegedly that Zelensky paid $70 million for some hotel property in a ski resort or something over there? Where he get all this money from? Allegedly. Man, if y'all don't get out of my face, man, talking about how Trump is the worst, they're all like this, man. They're all like this, but it's just so galling to me how people act like Biden. Man, I've been told people about this guy, man. Ever since he ran, I was telling y'all about this guy, and I had people telling me I'm a buck dancer and all this. This dude is a bigot. This guy literally hung out with Dixiecrats. This guy was rubbing elbows with people that were actually passing legislation, either through the state where they were governors, or they were trying to get legislation passed through the Congress that would make our lives, when I say ours, for black people,
Presidential
work.
promise to put the law before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers.
Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Liar. And you could make an argument that he really kind of pardoned himself. You know, that's what this is. Oh, by the way, don't think that there's not a connection as far as the timing between this and the announcement a couple of days ago that Trump was going to appoint Kash Patel, as the new FBI director. Kash Patel has been on the record saying that if he got into a position like the FBI director, if he got into a position like that, oh, they were going to go after members of the media or politicians who he felt were trying to use political influence or use political, I guess I would say, use political influence or use the power of the media to go after politicians or to go after Trump. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that. But don't think that there's not a connection between the two. Because Kash Patel would have and will go after a lot of those motherfuckers. That's why you got so many media members running scared. That's why you got so many people in the entertainment industry trying to lead the country now. Not because, oh, they so opposed to Trump being president, they're scared. Because a lot of them have done some fucked up shit that the media don't report. Oh, and by the way, why don't anybody ever talk about the worst thing that Hunter Biden did? If you remember the tapes that were conveniently scrubbed for the internet, you want to talk about Diddy? You want to talk about Diddy? There was evidence of him, video evidence of him, let's just say, doing the unthinkable, or at least apparently doing the unthinkable. But nobody allegedly talks about that. Allegedly. So miss me with all this crap, man. Miss me with it. That's all I got to say about it.